Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the REC podcast, brought to you by REC Comics and Collectibles. I am your host, Roman Chavez, and with me, as always,
Eric Icarus.
Eric, we were brainstorming.
Uh-huh.
We were having a moment of musing,
Yes.
as it were.
Uh-huh.
And today on this show, we're kicking around some ideas
Yeah.
about what the Marvel Universe could be doing with these Phase 4 announcements.
Definitely.
With the Eternals, with Thor, Love and Thunder, even maybe some Blade discussion as well.
Yeah.
So when it comes to Thor, Blood and Thunder, or I said Blood and Thunder, Love and Thunder.
Love and Thunder, yeah.
Blood and Thunder is a comic book story. I apologize. Thor, Love and Thunder. All we know for sure is that Natalie Portman is going to reprise her role as Jane Foster.
Yeah. After being absent for how long?
For several years.
Yeah.
But she was just barely mentioned in Thor 3.
Yeah.
And we know that there was some talk that Natalie Portman was unhappy with the development of her character. She didn't feel useful, which she's not wrong about.
Yeah.
And so Marvel and her split amicably. My concern is, okay, they're going to make her the new Thor, but how?
Right.
And why?
Like how is she worthy all of a sudden?
Yes.
And how do we get Mjolnir back?
Yeah.
Are the two problems I have right now?
So conceivably, New Asgard is built where Hela destroyed Mjolnir.
Right.
Because that's where Odin was like, this could be Asgard.
Yes.
So presumably they're in that area.
Yes.
And the remains of Mjolnir would have been there. Is the enchantment still on them? Do they still work like that?
Right.
If you smelt it back together, is all good? Or is the enchantment not on there, but the power is still there? So maybe because Odin has to re-bless it or recast a spell on it, that you don't technically have to be worthy.
Yes.
So then Thor is able to come back and choose Jane as a protector of the realm.
Right.
But for what reason? How could Jane be worthy?
Yeah.
What would make Thor think, oh, you can be me, you can have my power?
Yeah, but not Valkyrie.
Exactly. Who's queen, technically.
Yes.
So I got to thinking, what if they have a very interesting way to explain why Jane wasn't in Thor 3? What if in Avengers Endgame, when Thor goes back into time, talks to his mom, and then he's kind of going to warn her about her dying, she says, this is not about my future, it's about yours. What if she's a witch, Thor's mom, so she can kind of see some things, maybe she's cast a spell to get a glimpse of the future. What if she gives Jane a mission?
Yes.
And
because she's technically there. Right?
Yes.
Jane's there, right?
Yeah, Jane would be there the day that she dies. So, what if she gives Jane a mission, is hey, I've seen the future, I know what happens, and I need you to do this for me. And it means you're going to have to end it with Thor, and
that would explain the abrupt
breakup, and explain why she was gone, and what if whatever she was doing from Frigga, or maybe even Frigga tells Odin, and they come up with a plan for her, and that makes her worthy of Mjolnir.
Dude, that's just...
I think that would be cool.
You nailed it, bro.
That would be a cool way to
tie up some loose ends.
Yeah.
Fill in some plot holes and make it not so contrived.
Yeah.
She went on this awesome mission to earn this.
Yeah.
And it would make me appreciate the character more.
Definitely.
Wow, she actually she fought and bled for this, and now she gets the hammer.
Yeah.
And it would almost maybe, in a sense, Valkyrie could respect her enough to be oh, Frigga gave you this quest. She essentially gave you the hammer.
Yeah.
So, I can digest that.
Yeah. Whatever this quest is, to get something, to save someone, to whatever.
Yes.
I think that would be at least a smart attempt at it.
Oh, for sure.
But who knows? They've got better guys most of the time, right?
No, I think you nailed it, dude. When you were telling me this, I was getting my hairs are standing up. I was dude, this is has to happen this way, because for me, if you listen to a previous episode, I wasn't too stoked on this, man.
Yeah.
I really wasn't.
Yeah.
But now you explaining this to me, I'm okay, man. They can turn Jane into not to take anything away from her character in the movies, but you can make her like this hardcore warrior, man, with a brain.
Yeah, it's the same thing like Rachel McAdams in Doctor Strange. Like, Christine's character, like, what a waste of using Rachel McAdams.
Thank you.
You know?
Yes.
She needs to be a big
I mean,
part
she's
of the
essentially there just to be Doctor Strange's
girlfriend.
grand piece. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, and what restarts his heart.
Yeah.
She has a small, minor role in helping him.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And I don't even think she's really... I doubt she's going to be in the second one.
I mean, especially when it's called the Multiverse of Madness, or you know, like what possible reason would she have to be there? like what are you doing here? You are a flippin' distraction. That's what you are. Okay, Steven's got stuff to take care of in the multiverse. He can't be calling you every 10 minutes. You know, like she. There's no room for her in that movie.
You're right, and again, this leads back into maybe Marvel didn't write the some of the Marvel women very well. They didn't get, not to say that they're great. It's just they didn't give them anything to do.
Yeah,
they just played the damsel in distress.
Having Christine be a night nurse type character could be cool.
I'd be okay with that.
Like he gets messed up in the multiverse and like. Scarlet Witch is like, oh, I don't know the magic, so got to take her back to Christine to get him patched up.
That'd be kind of cool.
And I mean, it's still like, what is she there for? But at least it's like
it gives you a reason to have her there.
Yes,
without like her like just pushing her like, oh, there she is.
You
know, but I think your Jane Foster story is on point, man.
Yeah. Just Taika's got to make it funny, okay?
Yeah, exactly. We had a little discussion on the Eternals.
We're still doing our research for our Eternals episode to give you guys some good just intel on who these characters are,
and that's mostly for us too.
Yeah,
because
but some Eternals lore is a couple of them were guardians of Infinity Stones in the comic books. In particular, there's one, the gardener, and he would grow gardens using the time stone to make sure these things would flourish and keep them in their right stuff. And that's where Thanos gets the time stone from in the comics. To me, I think there's several Eternals. There's more than 6, but maybe they can boil it down to
they can make it
6
work.
or 7 or something like that. But in the comics, a few of them, there was a universe before the normal universe. And Galactus is actually the last survivor of the old universe. But before that old universe collapsed or was destroyed, these beings already made the jump to the new universe. So they were already very powerful in their own right. And I think that could be adapted into the movie. Maybe they were the guardians of the stones, from the old universe, because then this would also give us a way to bring Galactus in, Galactus lore, dude. For Fantastic Four stuff.
Yeah.
So what if they are the survivors of this old universe, and they brought with them the stones, and that's how you create reality and all of that stuff.
Yeah, it's a way to hold what we know as our universe together.
Yes.
So
maybe they were here, and they were here for so long, and nobody could challenge their power, that they did what all powerful beings do, and they got bored. And they get bored, and they're like, you know what? Nobody would dare come and take these stones from us. And what if they just left them out in the cosmos? And then through the millennia, people were finding them, trading them, dying, experimenting with them, and then ultimately Thanos gets his hands on them, harnesses their power. While these god-level beings aren't paying attention because they're bored of what existence is. And this thing that they once were so sworn to protect is destroyed. And there are issues with the multiverse. Maybe the stones tether all realities together. And because ours have been destroyed, they need to figure something out. So it would be interesting if they're we can reassemble them, or we know how to remanufacture them, or something. But it would be cool if that's what brings the Eternals out. They were once the guardians of the stones.
Yes.
And now they have to figure out before what happens in their old world happens to this one.
There exactly.
It is.
Yes.
There it is. Okay.
Exactly. And in a weird way, it would give us kind of a weird Infinity Watch story too.
Yeah.
Kind of harkens back to the old school comics.
Yeah.
And also, we can't always rely on these Infinity Stones, but again, we need to show that there's ramifications.
Yes.
From this.
Yeah, you don't just destroy these powerful stones, and Thor beheading Thanos is nothing.
No.
Compared to what it means to the fabric of the universe.
Right.
So yes, even though the stones are gone and done, doesn't mean they have to be gone and done forever, and there should be consequences.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think there's cool stories to tell from it.
Yeah.
And it's not. I don't think it's Ray treading old ground like this. I think you're giving us more lore on stuff we love. Because again, we really don't know much about the stones, man.
Yeah. Because what's interesting too is that you could be like, maybe the Eternals didn't even know that the stones can control everything if you can wield them all.
Right.
They were just under the pretense we're already powerful. It doesn't matter.
Right.
They don't need to reshape anything. They're already powerful.
Right.
But maybe one amongst them is like, oh, Thanos got it wrong. I know what needs to happen. So that's how you don't have him full on go Infinity Gauntlet, but you have him try, and then the Eternals, and then
you have to
have to do something.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, one of their own they have to turn against. For
sure, man.
So maybe there's 7 of them. And then after that, then the 6 are the 6 stones or something.
I like it. I like it. Man.
There's a story, and I don't fancy myself a writer at all, but I'm definitely an idea man.
There you go, man. Heck yeah, dude.
There was a thought that was Rome. Right?
Jesus, man. I mean, we just got so much stuff coming down the pike. I mean, it's cool to speculate on.
It is
stuff,
cool
man.
to speculate,
and I think Phase 4. I'm seeing it now as the the phase of deception.
Ooh.
It's getting kicked off with
sexy.
Exactly. We're getting kicked off with Black Widow, which was a spy. It's all about deception right there. But initially before that, we're already getting. I mean, this Spider-Man movie was all about deception. Yeah. Perception versus deception. Yeah. And then we get scrolls at the end of this, which are all about. Changing appearances.
Oh, I like that.
You know what I mean?
I like that.
So I think this is going to be the phase of you can't trust anybody. What's real? What's going on?
Who do you trust?
Yeah, who do you trust?
Who do you trust?
So I mean, and leading into a multiverse movie.
Yeah.
There's so many questions there, man. Which are we even? Is the Marvel universe the real universe we're watching?
Yeah.
What's
real?
What's real? And that's smashing the perception. And I think Thor, might wrap it up with it, it's going to bring everything together on that. I think maybe, if you think about it, Jane Foster might be the savior of the universe at this point. It could be going to that. Because, we might even get Guardians of the Galaxy in the new Thor movie.
Yeah.
Thor 4, right?
It would be interesting because they say that Thor Love and Thunder will take place before Guardians 3.
Right. And, at the end game, Thor is on the ship with the Guardians.
It would be interesting if they were because when they made that decision, James Gunn wasn't a part of the plan.
That's true.
So it would be interesting if James Gunn's hey, I don't have a Thor story that I want to tell with the Guardians. So if they just use it as a way for the Guardians just drop Thor off and hey Jane, I want to make you the new Thor, or something like that.
Right.
Just very.
Just give him a nice reason to
to not have Thor in Guardians 3.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe they help out initially.
Yeah.
Or Thor is just too much for them. And he'd just bail on Thor, just leave him somewhere.
Oh, that'd be messed up.
That's a Guardians thing to do.
Go get the ale.
And then boom.
Or even just I need a ride to Tyrion. What's his name?
The giant. The giant dwarf.
Yeah, the giant dwarf played by
Peter Dinklage.
Tyrion Lannister himself, and. Yeah, he just needs a ride there. It's hey, I'm going to resmelt the hammer.
Yeah.
And maybe they put the hammer back together and Odin's charm is gone. So maybe you don't have to be worthy technically.
Right.
And so Thor can give Mjolnir and his power
to Jane.
Or,
when they do smelt it, because once you enchant something, it's always enchanted.
Yeah, sure.
So maybe once you put it back together, it's enchanted again. And then, again, I really think your idea is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And it's the only way I can really fathom this working.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
And I like what you have to say about maybe Thor's making it for Valkyrie and then he gives it to her and she can't lift it.
Right.
And then because kind of when they did Jane as Thor in the comic book, they kind of made the hammer sentient, it could choose for itself. So maybe when they smelt it down, it can choose who it wants. Like that would be cool.
Yeah, so like the enchantment doesn't dictate.
Yeah, the hammer
does.
Yeah,
dude, that would be really cool, man.
Yeah.
And again, but
are my ears bleeding?
It's a bummer because I love Valkyrie as a character, but again, maybe we're just gonna get an awesome movie with both Jane and Valkyrie just
which I'm fine with too.
Stuff up,
which I'm totally fine
and I'm cool with that. Yeah, because Valkyrie's was a scene stealer in Ragnarok.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, that moment when she's like, "Oh, we're probably gonna die, so drinks."
Yeah.
That is one of my favorite moments in a in a Marvel movie. It's
for sure, dude.
It's just like so real, Like you don't care that she shouldn't know that type of slang.
Oh, for sure.
Like the way to say that.
Yeah.
But no, it was like it was so funny and just like so well delivered that you don't care that it
doesn't
make sense.
Exactly.
But it does.
My God. I mean, even her introduction is great.
Yeah,
she looks
just stumbles up,
and she steps out looking so regal and awesome, and then falls over. I mean, that's just great acting, great writing.
Yes,
and I just want these theories to be true, man.
Yeah, yeah. I just want to get them out there. We were literally, guys. We had just recorded a show, and we were kind of on our cool down where we just
talk.
Still just keep going.
And most of the time, we should just be taping those shows.
And maybe we'll have to do that. Yeah. But and we were just talking, and all these ideas were flowing.
Oh, for sure.
Like we got to put these down.
Oh yeah,
we got to put. These
these
down.
are just what we would call Marvel theories. MCU theories rather.
Yeah, I think we might have to do this more.
Yeah,
often.
for sure.
We were talking a little bit about Blade, but. I think really just the thing that came out is Wesley Snipes should be Whistler.
Yes. Which, what an homage.
Yeah.
I don't think he'd be down. Actually, he might.
He might.
Money.
I don't know.
He needs money.
Yeah,
he was in that Expendables movie.
Yeah, that's true.
I think, come on, Wesley.
Yeah. It would be
give it to us, man.
It would be cool if they kind of did a like a Constantine-esque thing with Blade. Like, it's not just vampires, it's like all things.
I was always hoping that they would go. Every Blade movie, the old ones I watched, I was hoping they'd bring in a werewolf.
Yeah.
Or sea creep, like the Gill Man or something,
Yeah. It would be cool if, like, it wasn't just Blade Vampire Hunter. It's just like,
Monster
I mostly
Hunter.
do, just like Blade Monster Hunter.
Exactly.
Because then you can do some Werewolf by Night stuff.
Right, which that was his first appearance? Was that the book he appeared in?
Werewolf, Blade first appears in Tomb of Dracula #10.
Tomb of Dracula. Okay.
Yeah, and then Werewolf by Night 37, 43 has Moon Knight. I can't remember which one it is.
Okay, so I was getting this
48. Werewolf by Night 48 is the first appearance of Moon Knight.
Oh, wow, that's an odd place for Moon Knight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough, man.
Yeah, I think it's 48. Please, guys, don't roast me. It's late. Like I said, we had already done a show. And we were just talking.
You're just spitballing here.
My mind's all right, but
man,
it
we
would
had
be cool
some cool
if they did
theories,
kind of a faux Constantine thing with Blade.
That'd be so cool.
And then you could have a Doctor Strange tie-in. You could have a Moon Knight tie-in because he's hunting supernatural things. Man thing.
Fucking Morbius, or F and Morbius.
We get one F. So you used our F for the show.
And I have never cussed before on the show.
That's the first time. I'm proud of you and ashamed all at the same time.
That was I can't. It's late, folks.
It's late, folks.
Anyway,
I'm sorry, but we get one per show to keep it PG-13.
Anyway,
okay.
I really want. I don't see why they wouldn't bring Morbius into the Blade.
And then do Morbius as well.
Yeah,
it could be really, really cool.
Also Marvel talking about this new Doctor Strange movie being a straight up horror movie, essentially. What a cool way to also test the waters to see how the Blade movie can do.
Yeah.
Like, if this Doctor Strange movie goes over well, wow, we can do scary horror movies in the MCU. Let's go full tilt on Blade.
Well, just like what they said about Doctor Strange, that they want it to be that scary movie. So
let's see, man. I really I'm excited to see what comes of the supernatural element of MCU.
Yeah, if they could. Again, I'm just speculating, but it would be cool for them to do it kind of a little bit. He's not like a wizard or anything,
no.
but maybe Whistler knows gypsy magic or something.
Yeah,
like you could do something like that.
This could be really cool.
Yeah, Whistler is like Giles. He's like a watcher almost.
Boom, there you go, man.
So it's he knows other things.
Yeah,
it's supernatural meets Blade.
Ooh,
Ooh,
I want that. I want that.
Yeah,
bad.
Like I would be really into that. And like you said, the idea of like bringing Morbius in, you could even Oh my god, you could do the Spider-Man, like a Man Spider tie-in.
Dude.
That would be so awesome. Just like a weird, like, dark universe.
Exactly. And it would work.
It could be really cool.
And this could be awesome, man.
Yeah, especially if they, like, because then they could make this phase be about magical stuff.
Right.
And not like cosmic. Like,
right.
step away from the cosmic.
And let's go. And again, I think that's the realm they're stepping in, man.
Dude.
It's getting...
we didn't even talk about this before this.
No,
we're
just coming
going
out
right
man.
now.
We're just going. Oh my god. I mean, if they don't do this, they'd be silly.
Yeah.
For them not to just incorporate everything supernatural into Blade.
Yeah.
That's a way to test the water.
Yeah.
You know? Because, if we don't... I think legit we'll get Morbius in there.
Yeah.
I think we have to. I think that'll be the villain.
Yeah.
It would be a good way to do a villain that's redeemed at the end. Because if you don't know, Morbius essentially becomes a good guy, rather.
Yeah,
at the end of his...
They call him the living vampire. Like, he's not undead.
Right, and he only eats bad people, right?
Yeah, I mean, eventually, that's his thing. He only eats bad people.
And I think that's...
At first, when the thirst takes him, he's a little crazy. But, but it happens. It happens. I remember in the animated series, he
has his in his hands.
Yeah,
they were like suction cups on his hands.
They're like little suction cups on his palms.
He takes your essence.
Your plasma.
A plasma.
So, like, they would be okay every time. But then, like, a few episodes later, they had a straight-up Blade thing where, like, Blade was hunting actual blood-sucking vampires. So, like, I didn't understand.
I mean, taking plasma is not good either.
Yeah, I mean, you could live, you know?
So I need a cookie, man.
Yeah. Can I get an orange juice?
Juice and cookie and I'll be all right.
Oh my god, I usually donate blood when I'm in San Diego, and I forgot to this year.
Oh, they do a blood drive?
Yeah, they do a blood drive every year, and I do it. I've been doing it for like 4 or 5 years.
Do they give you cookie and orange juice?
Yeah, man, you get some sweet snacks. They give you a cool shirt.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and it's cool. And then your blood saves like 4 people's lives or something.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and I
But what
always
if
do
that
it.
was the person you saved was the next big terrorist?
Oh man, that's the weird way to think about it. What if he's the next Kevin Feige? What if he's the Kevin Feige our children will need?
We're not the ones they deserve.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, because he'll never be his old man. Right?
That's right.
I think that's it for our MCU film theory, guys.
Yeah.
Literally, this was on a whim. We weren't planning on
this is
recording.
kind of like a REC After Dark.
Yeah, it's a little strange, but we were just saying
it was
good
simple.
stuff.
It was fun, man.
And
Yeah.
I didn't want to get out of here and forget what we were talking
I think
about.
we do say a lot of cool stuff when the mic's off.
Yeah,
we really do.
Yeah, we probably just
if you
need
don't
the mic
know,
on.
I legit stay here for about 2 hours afterwards. We talk about a lot of stuff.
Eat snacks,
and so Roman was just on a roll.
Yeah,
and we're like, we gotta go. We gotta record this.
I'm up there, so it's the juices are flowing.
Yeah, there you go.
But kids, if you like what we're doing, please hit that subscribe button. Tell your friends, give us some likes, leave some messages, DM us on Instagram at REC Comics. We have stuff for sale there sometimes. We have some cool pictures sometimes. Just started a section. I'm going to try to do cover of the week every week.
Yeah.
This past week was Flash number 75.
Oh, nice.
Very cool Captain Cold variant, no pun intended, but also kind of, I'm glad it was there. Eric, what did you learn on this quick episode?
I learned that, I think Marvel needs to give you a job.
Yeah, just idea man.
Idea man. You know, and just get some writers to just do the dialogue.
Yeah.
Because I'm so down for that to happen. If it doesn't, I want to be a little bummed.
Well, I mean, these guys have been knocking it out of the park for years, so they're in good hands.
Yeah,
but
there's been times where you've had something, and then it's better than what we see. You know, and I think that's a difference. I don't want to spoil that because you've had a couple awesome things, but man, that should have happened.
Well, I feel like this is going to be a popular segment, so we'll have to come back to it.
Oh, for sure.
I learned, that we need to keep the mic going sometimes.
Yeah.
And that we only get one F per show.
And I did. I ruined it.
You did it.
And I've never cussed on it. I'm not a big cusser.
Yeah, I'm disappointed, like I said.
And funny, everyone was worried about me on the show.
Yeah.
This guy cusses all the time.
I'm sorry.
Oh, dear. Anyway.
Thank you guys so much for listening. And I have been your host, Roman Chavez.
Still Eric Icarus.
And we will catch you next time.